What's good? Welcome back to another Rugby League Live 4 video. This is the second episode of 3 things, basically talking about small little features I'd like to see improved upon in the next installment of the game. I'll have some examples playing in the background. So first up, we're going to be talking about object clipping. I think that's the correct term. But anyway, basically what it is when you see two objects going through each other when they shouldn't be. I'm not too fussed when it shows objects clipping in celebrations. I would however like to see less of it, in particular during gameplay. It happens the most during the drive animation, and players would initiate a drive and you'd literally drive through the goalpost. I'd appreciate it if they got rid of that little glitch, because it can potentially change the outcome of a match and it takes away from the realism. Alright, next up is the big hit. First of all, I'd like to see less of the little blokes putting big hits on the bigger players. I wouldn't mind if they took that out of the game entirely, and by that, I mean actually making it impossible for small backs and halves to flatten forwards. Another thing with the big hit is that there isn't a risk factor involved. I touched on this in one of my wishlist videos. I want to quickly go over it again and expand upon that idea. It'd be good if they added a timing mechanism, so if you were to mistime it, you would run the risk of giving away a penalty for not having your arms wrapped in the tackle, resulting in a shoulder charge. That could also be a good thing to add in career mode. It'd be another way to potentially get suspended, or instead of a penalty, you could just flat out miss your target and expose a gap in the defensive line. I understand they already have a timing system in the game, but for me, like the goal kicking, it's too forgiving and you don't get punished for mistiming. Or I should say, you don't get punished as much as you should. The last thing I wanted to touch on with the big hits was what happens when you actually time one correctly. The obvious one would be a fancy looking animation, and they should really make it rare. And another rare thing I'd like to see would be players spilling the ball. It says in the manual that big hits increase the likelihood of a ball spill, but I can honestly say from my experience, out of all the hours I've played, that's actually never happened for me, so hopefully we see more of that in Rugby League Live 4. Alright, so the third and final thing I'm going to talk about is the diving tackle. A subscriber of mine nicknamed it well, and he called it the magnet tackle, which is essentially what it is. In Rugby League Live 3, it's by far the most OP feature in the game, especially when you face the AI. Not particularly real people, because there is a actual counter for it. But yeah, I guess this sort of falls under the whole improved AI category. As you can see in the example, I'm spamming the dive tackle and the AI isn't reacting at all. That's actually also the reason why I don't use it in my Rugby League Live 3 career and beer pro videos, because you can easily cheese the game and use it all the time. As for a solution, I don't actually have one, but I'm hoping they figure out a way to balance it out, whether it be higher stamina loss or lower succession rate. If you have any ideas on how they could balance this dive tackle, let me know down in the comments section, and also let me know if there's any other small features you'd like to see improved on. So that pretty much concludes this episode of 3 things. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I do read all the comments, and as always, drop that like button for more content. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.
Shine season and it's over. 50K from the promoter. You the type of lady I'm a